Hey there gang, time for another comic book unboxing video. As always, I have been given this box of comic books to grade for sale on eBay, and I have no idea what the boss has put in this box for me to take a look at and work on. So I'm glad you're here. We're going to make the discovery together, see what kind of four-color wonders we have to behold. So if you like comic books, stick around. We're going to have some fun. Hey there, Bubba. Hey, welcome to Shanghai. My name is Duke, and this is an unboxing video. So, yeah, you know the deal. I work for a company that buys and sells comic books. My job is to grade the books that we sell on eBay as what we call raw singles. That is a single book lot that is not graded by a quote-unquote professional grading company like CGC that encapsulates the books in a big old slab of plastic, hermetically sealed. It is instead graded by me, still professionally, but you buy it just as it is on eBay, or you just you watch one of these videos and you get to just have some fun watching along as I break the books out and see what I will be working on today. No obligation, no sales pitch. If you want to check out the eBay, the seller name is .com Comics, but really this video we're all about just looking at and marveling over not just the Marvel books, but DC, and who knows what we're going to find. Almost anything could be in one of these boxes. Well, I say almost anything, but generally these are books. What we call a raw single is a book that we would expect to sell all by itself for between, say, 10 and $100 on eBay. Less than that, you know, if the expectation is, you know, that it would bring $1 or $2 or $3 or $4 or $5, we'll put it with some other books into a multi-book lot. More than 100, odds are we are sending it to CGC, and those books are sold on a site called comiclink.com. But on the eBay, it is these raw singles. I'm the grader, and we're going to take a look and see what has been set aside for me to grade today. So please do like, share, comment, do all the groovy things. And yeah, we're getting close to the contest now. When I get to 500 subscribers, I will be drawing 2 names to give away 2 Bronze Age mystery boxes, 10 Bronze Age comic books, possibly 11 if you score one of those lucky bonus boxes. But yeah, that'll be right around the corner. We've got about 20 subscribers to go to get to 500. So anyway, the Punisher mini-series here, and this has always cracked me up. You know, first off, you know, let's take a moment and just marvel over the groovy Mike Zeck cover, and this whole series, Mike Zeck art, really fantastic. But this series, they went back and forth. Number 2, it's a 5-issue limited series. Number 3, it's a 4-issue limited series. Here's another. Oh, and so this one's a newsstand. So here's your difference between a newsstand edition, which, you know, they don't even sell comic books on the newsstand these days, but in your local grocery store where you see the magazines, there used to be, once upon a time, a whole shelf at least just for comic books. But that is where this one would have been sold. And this logo here, that without the UPC code, that went right into a comic book store. So 4, it is a 4-issue miniseries, and you're thinking, oh, great, we're done, except, boom, 5. So, anyway, X-Men 211, Wolverine number 10. This one is popular because of the Sabretooth fight, but this cover's hard to get in a really high grade. The paper quality used on this cover stock it doesn't age very well, and it gets kind of yellow, which is kind of cringe when you consider they're fighting in snow. So they're rolling around in the yellow snow. It's kind of gross. There's Watchmen number 1. Captain America 373. I'm not sure what's special about this one. It's got Bullseye. It's probably a first something, but we'll have to check it out, see what it is. 360, I know, is the first appearance of Crossbones. 352 is the first something, and people in the comments have told me in past videos what this is, and I keep forgetting. It's not anything that sticks in my memory. Not that anything really sticks in my memory these days. 341, I believe this is still the John Walker cap fighting Iron Man. And these are newsstand editions. A little bit of a spine roll here, which is too bad. Here is the John Walker cap and his Bucky. And it looks like, yep, there's two in there. Another one with the John Walker cap. And this one looks like it's got two, and these are both the newsstand copy. Guardians of the Galaxy #1. And, you know, I don't know why, as popular as the Guardian of the Galaxy movie was, why Marvel doesn't just bite the bullet, change Drax and Yondu to the versions that we're used to from the movie, and you know, adopt that continuity. Because anybody who, you know, watches one of those movies and then is, you know, so inspired to go pick up a comic book. Now, granted, this was a long time before the movies, but it still holds true today. They're not going to have any idea, clue one even, what's going on and who the characters are. So, here's another one of #1. And there's another one. Wolverine 27. That's something, but this one hasn't done well. It keeps appearing in these boxes, like, you know, the boss or whoever might be helping him thinks that this is going to do well, and it hasn't. It's struggling to get to $5. So it looks like there's two in here. Yeah. Here's some cool McFarlane Hulk, I believe. Nope. No McFarlane this time out. $331. This is the first Professor Hulk version, the Smart Hulk. And we've got two of them. Now, some people say that there's a third print that has a slightly different tone to the cover. There is one that's like a photo negative that's a later print. But some people say there's another print that's got a different tone of green, and I can't really tell. Black Panther, the Ta-Nehisi Coates version. Now, I bought this. I thought, oh, Ta-Nehisi Coates, that should be interesting. And I didn't like it very much, and I bailed on this after about 3 issues because I don't think anybody dared to tell Ta-Nehisi Coates he doesn't know how to write a comic book. And I'm not saying he's not a good writer. You know, he's an essayist. He's not really a fiction writer. But there's a long, long way between writing other things and writing comic books. It's a whole different discipline. And the same is true of John Ridley, who recently has been writing some things. And he's used to writing scripts, which movie and scripts and things like that. And these days, everybody writes a comic book like they're writing a movie or a television script. And that is just plain not how you should be doing it. But anyway, you may, and again, I say, don't let me discourage you from liking what you like. You may have loved that book. Good on you. I hope you did. I hope you love it and cherish it. Don't let me discourage you from trying it, but it just wasn't for me. And, if you want to buy it, as you think it's going to be an investment, again, more power to you. People know, again, here's where I'm again being contrarian. This, is quote unquote an iconic cover. This sells quite a few multiples above, concurrent issues on either side of this one. Below 268, above 268. But this one, 268, sells well because this is supposedly an iconic cover, and I just don't think it's all that great a cover. It doesn't speak to me really at all, but there it is. Now, Avengers West Coast, this was dollar box fodder not that long ago, but thanks to the WandaVision series, these issues are taking off. And I'm not sure, is that a double size or you got 2 issues there? 2. Look at that. Boom, boom. Here's 55. trying to be a little careful here so nobody yells at me in the comments. I mean, you can yell at me, but trying to make it not because you think I handled the books poorly. But when they stick together, you got to be careful to get them apart when these bags stick without, without the spine bending. But this John Byrne era of West Coast Avengers is a lot of fun. This is X-Men Annual 14. That is technically the first appearance of Gambit. His X-Men 266 is considered his first full appearance, but he does appear there, and that book came out first. Here's some Kang action, and thanks to what's going on in Phase 4 of the Marvel Universe, a lot of speculation on Kang. Here's another one, 269. Silver edition of the first Spider-Man. We've got 2 of them, 3 of them. Oh, there's the regular edition. The silver edition was direct sales. This one is also direct sales, but initially came inside a poly bag. So, here's Spider-Man 2099, number 1. And this one, because of the cardstock cover, there's no happy medium on this. It is either high grade or giant bends and tears in the spine and super low grades. There's 3 of those. Darkhawk number 1. Not that long ago, this book took off. There was a lot of speculation, I presume driven by MCU rumors, that he was going to appear in the Marvel Universe in the movies. And this book just suddenly spiked. It's come back down to earth. But, yeah. Venom Lethal Protector number 1. Same thing as that other book there that we just looked at, Spidey 2099. You either get this one very high grade or pretty low grade. Not a lot of differentiation. Differentiation? I don't know the way I said it. I just reminded myself of that guy in Oh Brother, Wherefore Art Thou? Is ye is or is ye ain't my constituents? Is there a differentiation? I don't know what printing this is, but the orange tells me that this is not the first print. It's a later print. And this is one of those books where, because some of the later prints, there are fewer copies of them, that they sell quite well. Avengers 27, first Ronin maybe? I'll have to look that up. Oh, it's New Avengers. I forget that these days there's about 40 different Avengers titles. And here is Hulk number 2. This is probably, it's got something to do with the Hulkbuster armor. I don't think it's the first Hulkbuster. That's probably what the deal is. Might be the first Hulkbuster versus Red Hulk maybe. I don't know. Again, the newer books, I'm not as hip to what makes them key, partly because I haven't read them. I mean, these days you can't afford to buy everything, and I haven't bought everything or had a chance to read everything. So here's Hulk number 7. I'm going to have to look up and see why that's special. And a lot of times I don't. I'll just grade it and I'll leave it to the lister to look it up. Punisher kills the Marvel Universe. Well, there, what do you think of that? Number 1. Wolverine number 2. All right, and this one is another one. I have to confess, I don't know what the big whoop is here. Scalped number 3. It's a DC Vertigo book. Maybe it's because it's an early Jason Aaron. As I understand it, Jason Aaron, who's one of the superstars of the industry today, got his start at Vertigo sending in an unsolicited script, which is unheard of these days. I mean, you've got to know somebody. You're somebody's protege. James Tynion was, I don't know if it was Jeff Johns or Scott Snyder. He was somebody's protege. And you got to basically know somebody. It's, they say it's not what you know, it's who you know. And in comic books, that is 100% true, like to the nth degree. Marvel, DC, and a lot of the smaller companies, they won't even look at an unsolicited script that you send them. So, I've always dreamed of making it in the comics field, writing comics, but it's like I don't even bother. I don't know anybody, and I know they won't read an unsolicited script, but somehow the gods were on Jason Aaron's side, and as I understand the story, he sent in an unsolicited script to Vertigo. They read it, they loved it, and look at him today. So there you go. First appearance of Carol Danvers in her short-lived binary persona. Sinister Schemes. This is part of the Inferno storyline. Here's another Spider-Man #1, direct sales edition, not in the bag. X-Men #4. That's their first Red Omega. Spawn #1. How often do we see these? All the time, but man, it's still a solid seller. Moon Knight #1. Moon Knight's big. This will still be probably a $40, maybe even a $50 book, even with this kind of roughage down here at the bottom of the spine. Moon Knight is big right now. Big enough that we're even starting to sell not just the first issue, but some of the later issues in that Volume 1 run. So there you go. Avengers Forever, #9. Why is this in here? It's got to have something to do with Kang. Because this I would have said was like a cover price dollar book. Here's the Obama cover, or one of the Obama covers to Amazing Spider-Man, $5.83. There was never a Trump cover. Can you believe that? Marvel Superhero, and no Biden cover either, unless you're a Savage Dragon fan. Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars #3. This was a book that for a long time, right? You had the 8th issue, the first appearance of the black costume, and sometimes the first issue, occasionally the 7th issue with the first Spider-Woman, short-lived incarnation of Spider-Woman. But now it's getting so we pretty much sell every issue of this as a single if they're high enough grade. What the hell is this? Oh, X-Force. X-Force what? 9? This is like a Volume 2? I don't know. I don't know why that one's special. Scalped, that's another one. #2. Interesting. Another Hulk, #6. Another one I don't know why it's a big deal. This could be the first Red Hulk. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. #4. Wow. Grimm's Fairy Tales, #15. Zenoscope. So this is one of the, this almost looks like a Frank Cho cover, doesn't it? But it's not. I don't know whose signature that is, but I don't think that's Cho. But I think Zenoscope is one of those like Avatar. It's a lot of TNA stuff. But that's exactly what that is. Thanos #1. I don't know that book does very well. Back in Black. Amazing Spider-Man 539. ROM Space Knight #1. Now we're getting back into my era. I do love me some ROM. Based on a toy. Secret Invasion #1. Probably taken off because of the MCU movie rumors. I believe that's the first Puma. Amazing Spider-Man 256. Planet Hulk. That's probably what makes this one special. 92 of Incredible Hulk, Volume 2, I would say. 298, that is the first Todd McFarlane. Another one hard to get high grade because it's hard to get a nice white cover on that. The Ed Brubaker run of Captain America. That is first issue, and that was a good run. I enjoyed that run. Ooh, look at this, Booster Gold. That's nice. First appearance of Booster and Skeets. That's easily, well, get a couple of tick marks here. This is probably going to be like a 7, maybe a 7.5. That'll still be a $30, $40 book. This one might be a first print, the green here. I don't know. I'll have to take a look. This one is another one. Another Killing Joke. El Joco del Kilo. Oh, I think this one is the first Red Hulk. I don't know. I forget. There's another Professor Hulk. Da, da, da. There's the first black costume, and it's a newsstand copy. Nice. Which version of the Avengers is this? I guess this is New Avengers. So this has probably got something to do with the Illuminati. Another New Avengers alternate cover. The Immortal Iron Fist. I think this is where they brought Danny Rand back to life, but they've... Oh no, it's number 17, so I guess it isn't. I don't know what's a big deal about that one. Guardians of the Galaxy. We saw a first issue of Guardians earlier. This is another first issue. This one is a little closer to the movie universe. We've got Star-Lord looking more Star-Lordy, Drax looking more Draxy, and Rocket. Secret War, book 1 of 5, commemorative edition. Boom. What is PCR? That's some kind of incentive cover, I think. I don't know. World War Hulk. That's a big thing because of the movies. Here's another binary. I love this cover. I've always loved this cover, and I believe this is the issue with that opens with the classic Kitty Pryde breaking the fourth wall, kind of, pointing out at the reader, and great big lettering where she says, "Professor Xavier is a jerk." Matter of fact, let's look at that. Let's look at it if I can get it out of the bag here. And you watch, just because I've said that will show that I'm misremembering it. I had quite the crush on Kitty Pryde when I was a young lad, about the same age she was when she made her debut. And there it is, yes, Professor Xavier is a jerk, with some great Paul Smith art. I remember being blown away by his art. Problem is, Paul Smith can't seem to stay on a book very long. He, I don't know, if he has trouble with deadlines or what the issue is. Here's Sculpt number 1. I said sculpt, but I meant scalped. Sandman number 8. Is that, I don't know what that's first something. Here's number 4. Is this number 1? Yeah, look at that. Sandman number 1. Sweet. Another New Avengers, number 4. Another New Avengers, number 4. Young Avengers. Young, new, West Coast, Savage. Too damn many Avengers titles these days. And by these days, I mean the last 10 years or so. Conan. Now, I don't know why this isn't the last issue. I think the last issue was like 275 or something like that. Oh, it's a McFarlane cover. That's what makes this one special. If you're a McFarlane fan, anyway. Oh, love me some Spidey super stories. Do you remember the Electric Company? Do you even know what the Electric Company was? With Easy Reader, Morgan Freeman in his greatest role. And this is, of course, this is the Thanos issue, so that's kind of a big deal. Thanos in the Electric Company Sesame Street universe. Here's Eternals number 1. We saw some other issues of Eternals earlier. Or was it in the last box? I forget. But that's a hot book still. Giant-sized Spider-Man and Dracula. Giant-sized Spider-Man and Master of Kung Fu. Here's another one. And you can kind of see what I was talking about. This will be in the last video. But I was talking about how those Marvel Collector's Items Classics had a nice square, spine. These are also square bound, but these giant-sized books are notorious for having the spines kind of all crushed in, just like this. So that's what I meant by that. This one is bent, so this one's more an artifact of the kid who owned it, reading it and bending back the pages. This one looks like it came off the press pretty square, but wasn't handled very carefully. This is an early Punisher appearance. I think this is like maybe his 4th appearance. You can look it up, tell me if I'm right or wrong, but I think that's something like 4th. Giant-sized Spider-Man and the Man-Thing. Here's another one. Another one. What do we got here? Oh, poor Johnny. This giant-sized Spider-Man, well, the Torch doesn't really get co-billing as on the past issues. He just gets a little guest starring box. But, you know, Spider-Man and the Human Torch teamed up quite a bit. It wasn't exactly a revelation. Tales of Suspense, number 99, right towards the end of the run. 86. Is there a bunch of stuff in this? There is. Oh, that's cool. We'll get back to that in a second. But there are several issues in that one bag. What do we get there? Tales of Suspense, 86. 95. 96. This one always cracks me up, this cover, because if they had just left the eye, you know, slits blank the way they normally do, it would have been fine. But they did these little dots here, and it just makes Cap look so surprised. It gives him that, oh shit, I'm about to die look. It cracks me up every time. And there's another one of those that we have just seen. All right, so here's Showcase number 74, first appearance of Anthro, the Cave Boy, by Howie Post. Could it be you? Probably not. And are there 2 of them in here, or is this, what else is in here? Actually, there's, oh no, it's got multiple boards and multiple books. No, it's just a couple of them stuck together. Oh, very, very cool. So there's the first appearance of The Hawk and the Dove by Steve Ditko and Showcase number 75. This is a great book. And I believe this was largely written by Ditko, who, you know, was no great shakes as a writer. You know, Ditko, Jack Kirby, Neil Adams, all great artists, all great draftsmen, all great imagination, great storytellers, but they were all kind of crap writers. They really needed a scripter, but Ditko did pretty well on that one. Although I forget, he might have had some writing assist. Steve Skeets did a lot of writing at this period over Ditko's plots. The first smash hit of 1968. There you go. That's the first appearance of the Creeper. Showcase number 73. And you gotta admit, the Creeper costume is just batshit. And I always thought, as a kid, I didn't realize this was like actually some kind of fur thing around his neck. I always thought it was just artistic license, like it was a cloud, kind of like Ditko's later creation, Shade the Changing Man, where he cast illusions, you know, drew out the horrors of his opponent's mind. And I always thought that's what all this red stuff was kind of an illusionary thing. But no, it's like a big old red fur carpet. So, and, you know, in the striped trunks, that's just the most batshit costume ever. Here's some Strange Adventures, number 205, or 206. And I think that's only the second or third appearance of Deadman. I think, what was his first appearance? 204, I think, or 202. Oh gosh, I forget. I'll have to put it on the screen there down below. All right, this is the last stack in this box. Let's see what we've got. Another Strange Adventures, and this is Neil Adams. Neil Adams came on. This was another book that Neil Adams killed. Possibly the greatest draftsman in all of comics history, but boy, he came on a title, and that title was just about certainly doomed. You know, X-Men Green Lantern, Dead Man, Inhumans, anything he touched. Here's the first issue of the Spectre, given his own title in the Silver Age. Not the Earth 1 Spectre, if there was such a thing. Still the Earth 2 Spectre. I'm surprised they didn't kind of reboot him for Earth 1. Here's number 2. And that looks kind of Neil Adamsy. Oh, this is cool. Dr. Solar, Man of the Atom, and I think this is number 1. I think that's what this is supposed to indicate here. Let's take a look. Let's pull this out of the bag and take a look. I think this is number 1. It's got a big old spine roll, though, and a chip here in the middle of the spine, so it's not high grade. But it is number 1. Dr. Solar, number 1. Pretty cool. Fantastic Four Annual, number 3. Number 4. Here, after their showcase appearance, Hawk and the Dove got their own series. It only lasted about 6 issues. But this is number 2. Here's number 5. And by this point, Ditko had exited. Didn't stick around long. And I don't know if this is, a case of Ditko having one of his frequent objectivist bouts of integrity, where something so offended him that he felt he had to walk away. Sort of going on strike, as John Galt would have it. But, he didn't stick around for all of those issues. And this, I think, this is number 6. This is the last one. And that's Gil Kane again on the art there. And here it is, the last issue in this box. This is the Inhumans number 1 with Blastar here. So, that's it. That's that box. Thank you so much for tuning in, for watching, spending a little time going over that wholesome 4-color comic book goodness with me. And until the next video, goodbye, good luck, and please be good to each other. Hey there, gang. Time for another comic book. Oh my god, my voice cracked. Go through puberty.